Hi everyone. I'd like to welcome you to ENG 162W1, W2, and W3. For ease of managing the course, I have all three sections into one. So when we do the discussion board, some of them will be rather lengthy, but it works out well for me to be able to, instead of adjusting and tweaking three different course shells, I just have one, and then you have the opportunity to read other student postings. Now, keep in mind, if you've never taken an online class before, with a discussion board, it is public. Other people do get to see your postings. Now, the advantage of that is, like when you're doing a consumer report for this particular class, other people may have different expertise than you do, or more in depth. I had actually in the spring, I had three students in one class who were buying hunting bows, and actually two of them were women and one was a man. And one of the women worked at a place that sold bows and arrows. It's actually pretty near the college, but they were able to help each other and give good information. So that's the point that I like, is sometimes people in the class have extensive expertise. In some of these technical communication classes, I've had students who were master machinists. I had a student who had a business where she did alpaca and some other type of wool, and so she showed how to make a sweater from that wool. It was very fascinating. I've had students who were. I had a student last summer who was an expert car detailer, and in his written instructions, he showed how to really thoroughly detail and clean a vehicle. And of course, if you maintain and keep a vehicle clean, it's worth more at resale time or when you trade it in. So anyhow, I comment, and other students will read and comment on your discussion board postings. Now, the only book that you need for this class is called Technical Communication, A Practical Approach, and the author is Peffer and Atkins. It is the 8th edition, and it is the only book that you will be using. Now, you can buy it through the WCCC bookstore. You can purchase it on half.com. You can purchase it from Amazon, Barnes and Noble. I know Amazon, for example, you can buy a book and then you can sell it back and they'll give you a gift card, which is a nice feature. Now, also if you buy a new copy of our textbook, you get an ebook with it, which is a card which is in your book, and you can use it to get into the electronic copy of my Tech Com Lab. Now, if you don't want to buy a paper copy of the book, then you can actually buy a standalone card for my Tech Com Lab, and it's an ebook. So some students actually, prefer that, so you don't have a book at the end of the semester. If you've taken Comp 1 or college writing at WCCC, I would encourage you to use your Brief Penguin handbook, or if you have a handbook of some type at home or at your office, I would encourage you to definitely use it and refer to it. If you want to buy a good handbook, the one that I really like is called The Prentice Hall Guide to Professional Writing. And you can buy that on Amazon, half.com, or lots of other places. And it's a really good book to use to refer to. I also have students who use what's called the HOW, the Handbook for Office Workers. And people who are in the office administration, medical assisting, and so on, they get that book, and it's a really comprehensive book about different types of documents that you have to write and so on in administrative types positions. Of course, the real good resource that I like to use is owl.english.purdue.edu, which is the online writing lab through Purdue University. And that's an invaluable resource that I think that you will find useful overall. So I just wanted to give you an idea of some of the resources. Now, what I wanted to tell you as well is um, access and use your WCCC email as much as possible through this course. Anytime that I send out an announcement, anytime that I send out other information from the class, it all goes through the WCCC email. A student contacted me today, and it's for the 11-week course, and he said, well, I've been checking my Gmail, and I didn't realize that some of these documents were coming through. I don't have access to your Gmail or your Penn State or your Pitt or your Hotmail accounts. The only one that I have access to is your WCCC email. So please check it, consistently, and I would encourage you, to do that because I give updates during the week. Now, what I also wanted to tell you as well, the syllabus is a general guide of what we're going to be doing in the class. The course announcement, which is on the front page of Blackboard, that's what you want to look at because I have more specific detail. Like for discussion board postings, some of them have more than one posting. And so, anyhow, I just wanted to, comment to you about that because follow the announcements, and that's what I'm looking for you, to do. With the course itself, I'm going to go through that and mention to you how it is set up and what you need to do. You can see, for the first 4 weeks, there's the announcement, and it just goes through, what you need to do for the weeks ahead. There's also a syllabus tab which you should open and print out, or if you want to save it to your desktop or wherever, I definitely want you to refer to that. The assignments tab in Blackboard, when you click on that, it has all of the assignments for this class in it. And the first one talks about the MyTechCom Lab. I don't require you to use that, but it gives you directions as far as how to log in. And like I said, you can use the ebook. And there's also other supplemental information from our textbook that is available there and other useful information. The assignments, the whole ways through the semester, are all available. I updated all of those and inserted them correctly alphabetically, not alphabetically, but by date in the in assignments. So those are all available as well, and just wanted to make you aware of that. So assignments does cover everything. Next week for this class, probably on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to send out a booklet of sample assignments. And you will get that at your address, that you registered through WCCC, whether that's your home address or wherever. Whatever address that you put down, that's where you're going to get the sample booklet. And I like to do that because then you can see in paper format some of the suggested assign or some of the ways that people approach the assignments. So I just wanted to make sure that you understood that. Now, with there's two different links, but the one link that I wanted to refer you to is Blackboard Help, okay? And you can click on that, and that will give you assistance if you need help with Blackboard. There is a toll-free number, there's a direct number, but also, too, you can also contact technical support, through them. So, that's available. And under discussions, I just want to make sure we're all clear on that. When you click on discussions, you're going to notice that there's discussion board 1, discussion board 1A, discussion board 2, 3, 4, and the consumer report commentary. All of those have the date on them, when they're due and so on. But this is what you do. So I'll just do this for discussion board 1. You click on it, You open it up, and then it'll say Discussion Board 1, Summer 2013. At the very top, you click on Create Thread, okay? And then what will happen is you type the subject line. So you type your first and last name, and then you put ENG 161 or 162 W1, W2 or W3, whatever section you're in, and then you put Discussion Board 1. And then what you can do is you can just type the discussion board directly in there, but what I would encourage you to do is type it and save it in Word, and then you can copy and paste it in. And the reason for that is sometimes it'll time you out, and then also if you do a document in Word, you're going to be able to proofread and edit it. And I do look at sentence level writing, so I wanted to make you aware of that. In Word, if you have a red underline under a document, that means there's an error. Like last night I was reading one, and the person had small I apostrophe VE, and obviously they needed to make it a capital I. When you have a blue underline, that means that you're typically spelling the word wrong in the context. Like last night, the student also had can and not, and cannot should be one word. And if you have like THEIR, and you should have THEY apostrophe RE, Word will pick that up. So I want you to, get better at editing your documents. And at many companies these days, you have to post in a public forum. When you are done, okay, do not click Save Draft, because I can't see that. You need to click Submit. And then, of course, when you respond to another person's postings, like you have to do for some of these, you click on them, and then you click Reply, and then you click Submit. So that is the correct way to do it, and I just wanted to make sure that we are clear on that one. The assigned readings in this book, I would encourage you to look at it. And in the back of this book, there's a planning form and a planning guide. I would actually have you try that, especially with the letters and memos and consumer report and written instructions. It's a real good one. And they also have a planning guide at another point in our book. It's in chapter 14 under web designs. I usually find it pretty easily, and I will find it here in a minute. But they just basically give you a, oh boy, yeah, here it is. I am so sorry, but here it is on page 529. And so it's a web planning form. And then the chapters that you should really, really read the most are chapters 1 through 5, are by far the most critical and most essential. And then chapter 6 gets into correspondence, which you'll look at later in the course. And then chapter 8 gets into written instructions, and you'll find that to be useful. There are other chapters, but those are the key ones that you have to do in this book. And let me see if I forgot anything else. That is about it. Under tools as well, you should check your grade on a regular basis. If you determine that I graded something incorrectly, then please let me know. With assignments, what you do is you will send me an email, and you will say, "Dear Mr. Ritzik, I am sending whatever assignment due on this date." You will comment on the assignment. You will ask me for a reply by a certain date, like in a week, and then sincerely or thank you, and you will attach that. And I will send it back to you with my corrections and comments. And so that's how we work. And some instructors have you deposit the assignments into the grade book. With me, I have you email them, and then I send them back to you. So I think that should cover it. If you have any questions, please be in touch. The class actually officially starts on Monday, June 10th, and you won't actually need the book until the week of the 17th, so you have some time. Thank you.